So today we will be looking at this replay. As you can see, it was a city defense, and I will use this video to show that even though this game is practically 10 years old, they fixed nothing in terms of bugs and gameplay components. So here I'm very much outnumbered, and I'm using the very simple strategy of pikes together with normal spear infantry in front, and obviously using a choke point, as is usually in these battles. Today the MVP of this battle will be the elephants, one of the, if not the strongest units, together with chariots in this game, and this cavalry, mercenary cavalry. So we see that the enemy is how the eye works is that they always go for the middle point. Now, if I remember correctly, in the earlier days in the game, if you conquered this, there was like a timer and you would lose the settlements, but they took that away. So now the AI still prioritizes this, but does nothing. Like, it's useless. It gives morals. It gives morale, which is useless.
Your orders? Square formation!
So here we see, I think this is because of their play, so good. And look, this is a mistake that they did. Just going through my unit.
Cut them down! Disengage!
So you put the spearman in front of, like, set the music a bit lower. You put infantry in front of the pikes because of how animations and damage work in this game. So by putting infantry in front, you can do, the pikes can do their damage animations and not go themselves in melee. If you see, if only pikemen will fight, some of the pikemen will just break off from their pike animation and go into this animation right here, which they have their sword out and they're absolutely useless. So in this case I should have went a bit more behind my units, but it's okay. Here I should have done a bit more micro with my skirmishers. But I let the battle play through for a while. And we'll see here that they will not fully commit. They will not fully commit to the fight, only a couple of units will commit to the fight. And the rest, for some reason, will go towards the general. They will always go for the general. There is like nothing else. They just go to the general. So, and this is quite buggy because this general was hidden at the start of the fight. They shouldn't have been able to see him, but they just went to him anyway. So they shouldn't. That shouldn't be possible, right? So here I win the fight, and my units are a bit fucked, let's say. So now I'm just kiting them, and this is what the AI does after a while. After they capture this point, for them the battle has already been won, so they just bug out. Like 10 years after release, and this happens every time. This happens every time. So here I thought I was smart, forgetting that these are slingers and not archers, and they cannot actually shoot down here. You can see me try and do it. By the way, these are in guard mode at this very moment, and it does absolutely nothing. They shouldn't be moving. So this is going to be the battle for a while. So I had a timer, so at the start I thought just let the timer run out. I was on the defense, so I should have won. but I thought that was a bit boring for me, so I just continued for a bit, thinking of strategy. My army completely massacred now. This is because of the how it is called, of the skirmishers, the enemy skirmishers. By the way, elephants are are maybe the strongest unit in the game, but I actually like more the chariots, and that's because of how mass and works in this game and how chariots actually do damage. But they usually, every battle in which I use either elephants or chariots, I usually get like 1000 kills with them, because that's just how good they are. So now we can see the bugs in the pathfinding, 10-year-old game by the way, you must remember. Like, look at this. What is this? You can see units just breaking off and going to random directions. I don't know, this was their new house, I don't know, already conquered. Look at this formation, like, what is this? Completely broken. So in a while you see here that because they think that they already won because they have this capture point, if you want to reactivate them, you just need to start capturing the point again. So here I kill the last remaining camels. So now they will charge at me. But again, they are still somewhat broken. As now I will go back and cap the point. Not. And now they're going after my very hidden general, as you could have seen. It was hidden. They shouldn't have known that it was here, but apparently they are magicians. They're wizards. They can see through buildings. My god, this is a beautiful game, but the AI should really be reworked in some kind of form. And in Attila, it's very similar. It does similar bugs, a bit less, but it still does it. You can break the AI very easily. So now I recognize the fact that if I take this, they all move towards me. And this battle was very long, took a lot of time, a waste of time actually. They do not go for my cavalry, they just want my general. They just go after the general, in whatever case they are always go after the general. So now I recap the point. As you can see, my lines are empty, practically. I only have like 160 men holding the line. By the way, slingers are actually a very good unit in the early games, but archers are definitely better because they can arc their shots, and you'll see that later. Now I put the slingers here because they can actually shoot through the gaps in my formation. See, they cap the point, the general is hidden, and they still go after him. They know exactly where he is, even though they cannot see him. Which, again, is bullshit. Why add a mechanic that lets you hide your units, even though the AI always knows where they are? Because that's what it is. So we're capping the point. Immediately everybody, the AI wakes up, sees that I have units here that maybe, I don't know, it should attack them. Because in a straight fight, in a fair fight, I wouldn't have won this. Even though they're mostly shitty spear units, I would have gotten overwhelmed in time. But they're fooling around. And you see that they'll do this, like, they'll commit a few units to the fight. And nothing else. See, just one unit to the fight they commit. This is what I was talking about when I was talking about pikes. You see, they go into this fighting animation, and that means that they do shit up. They do shit. You do not want them to be with this animation where they take out their swords, because that means that their pike advantage, their reach advantage doesn't work anymore. That's why you have usually a spear unit in front, so they take the damage. And usually they have higher defense, and meanwhile these guys do damage in the background. You see 140 kills, 148. I don't know why these guys here. And here you can see that this slinger unit has a very clear shot into them. Which is usually the what I want to happen. Now, the strategy always was take a few of them out of the time and take out every single skirmish unit, which now there is only one, or well two, but they're all pretty injured. So this unit here shattered. Will continue for a while. So I do it again. I go and capture the point. This wakes the AI up from following my general. Which, by the way, in this situation, chariots would have been better because chariots are faster and they don't use as much how is it called, rest. So they're not always tired. So now they're going to cap the point and die while trying to do it. So this unit over here ran out of ammo, but I still charge it so that my pikemen can do the damage. As you can see, kills are slowly going up. Should have charged them a bit more, and I charged them in the back with my cavalry, because again the AI only looks at the general. As you can see, only looks at the general. So every other cavalry unit or something that you have will be unmolested all the way through. Again, 10-year-old game. Why have they not fixed this? In Attila it's the same. And let's not talk about like collisions within units, because those are trash too. So now I cap the point again. They woke up. I'm making this video more to like complain and rant about the state of the game, because for the rest, you know, I really like the game, but these battles, they're not as enjoyable as they should be. I cannot waste 20 minutes of my life just seeing these people go from one point to another. So now most of my slingers don't have any ammunition left. So what I do is use them as melee infantry. And again, how collisions works in this game, it's not like Shogun 2 where archer unit, the second you charge it, it's dead. No, in this case, they will actually stand and fight for a bit and actually do a decent job at just doing nothing, no? And this is where the elephants come out a bit exhausted, but that's not a big problem for them. They become exhausted because of the trample ability later on, so if they have rest or not doesn't matter. So now we have the general, unit of 3 units of spear, charging it. They actually cover their back a bit. I don't know what the pathfinding here was. Elephant pathfinding is sometimes very strange. Sometimes you could see like a couple of elephants just distance themselves from the unit and go wherever they want. So as you can see, I lost some of my men here, but it's not important. This was more of a garrison army. Look at these elephants. What is this? So now I use the trample ability here. You can see the charge. Hundreds of kill in a charge. Which is why they're OP. This isn't a big blob, so there is not a lot of damage being done, but I have had hundreds upon or even thousands of kills on a single unit. If you can charge from the back, you kill everything, usually. But with chariots, it's different, because if you see, they have the attack animation of the elephants, it's like an area of attack, but it's not that good. Instead with chariots, you just run them straight through. You just say, you don't give attack orders, you give move orders, and they automatically kill the enemy. And so now this is the mop-up of the fight. So yeah, that's about it.